All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to see you today. We're going to talk about getting more listings. I'm going to answer a bunch of questions. I'm going to put a link in the chat here. I'm live on so many platforms. Let's see, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. All right, what's up, guys? If you're listening on Instagram, I'm live everywhere. I'm live on YouTube. I'm live here on Instagram, Facebook. Let's see. On the live for Instagram, comment VIP to join listing next week. Bam. I'm going to pin that sucker. There we go. All right. What's going on, guys? So on YouTube, let me go here. Right in the well, I'm going to go right here. Let's see. Join the listing challenge next week. All right. Here's the link. If you have a question, put it in the comments. And I'm also, let's see, that should be there. All right. So I'm going to put the link for my live here where you guys can come straight into the live and ask questions here live. If you're watching on LinkedIn, on Instagram, come over to YouTube if you want to actually come on live with me. And if you're watching on Facebook, if you're watching on LinkedIn, Twitter, let's see. Join the live and ask questions. Boom. Okay, so I just put that in the YouTube comments if you guys want to come on live. And I'm going to give away this book today. This is Ryan Serhant, branded like Serhant. But what's so special about this is it's actually signed by Ryan himself. Okay, so I'm going to give away this signed copy of Branded Like Serhant today. So keep watching, and let's get into some Q&A here. What you guys are having trouble with. That's what I really want to dig into, what you guys are having trouble with in your business. While I'm waiting on someone to click the link there to go live with me, let's see, Patrice. So a lot of people are scared about that, the DNC and stuff. It's kind of a personal decision, but honestly, they're not coming after you. They're not coming after the struggling agent trying to build their business. They're going after big corporations with tens and really hundreds of millions of dollars to give them. And on top of that, there's so much gray area when it comes to DNC, so much gray area. It's ridiculous. Let's see. If you guys want to click the link that I just shared there on, I shared it on Facebook and on YouTube. And you can come straight into the live and ask me a question right here live on the air. Let's see. I'm a new agent in an area with no local circles of influence. It's been hard to get new leads. So, David, my question is, like, what are you doing to meet new people in your market? What are you doing to meet new people in your market? Because here's the thing, guys. Like, if I am a new agent and I'm trying to get going, I don't have a circle, then that's step one, is to build your circle. How do you build a circle? By talking to people in the market and creating relationships, getting to know people and building those relationships. And so my question to you, David, is how many people are you talking to every single day to build these relationships? Like, what are you doing? Because a lot of agents come to me and they're like, what can I do? I'm struggling. I've burnt through 60 grand in the last year. I'm falling on my face here. I'm like, how many calls are you making every single day? And they're either like 0 or I'm making 5. Okay. So I see people that have come into the live, but I don't see you on the screen. I see Latessa. I'm going to bring, there you go, Sean. Okay. Can you hear me, Sean? Okay. Say something so I can see if I can hear you.
Yes, I can hear you.
There you go, man. How you doing, man? What market you in?
San Antonio, Texas.
San Antonio, Texas. Nice, brother. What can I do to help you?
Oh, I'm just here listening, getting some more information, honestly. Love your show.
Okay. You don't have a question about your business?
I'm just getting started. I need to get my ass on the phones more. That's what it boils down to.
When did you get started?
Parked my license December 24th. So
December 24th. Okay, cool. Dude, I
yeah.
like you're brand new for like 2 or 3, like 8, like the brand new stage is like 2 or 3 years, sometimes 4 years long. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. Like, you do, you do 50 deals over the first 3 years or whatever. You're still like just figuring it out. Man, 10 years in, I was still figuring it out. 20 years in, I feel like I had it down. I feel like I had it down. Like I could do it in my sleep. I could create deals. I could find leads immediately at any moment. Do you realize that listings are literally just all around you in thin air? It's like you can't see air, and that's the same thing that listings are. They're literally all around you. You just can't see them. They're like invisible, but they're all around you. Right? It's crazy because agents are just walking through their life with listings all around them and they just pass them by all day long.
right. Yeah. No, that's been
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. Nice, man.
No,
Well, cool,
like
bro.
I said, I'm listening. I'm trying to get some more tidbits.
Let me ask you something, dude. Are you coming to the challenge next week?
I was not planning on coming to the challenge. I don't know about the challenge. So
You need to come to the challenge. So next week, Monday through Thursday, 4 days. Day 1, I'm going to set the foundation. I'm going to show you how to build your business. This is free, by the way, for general admission. Build your business. Day 2, I'm going to help you build your weekly email. Day 3, I'm going to show you how to get leads out of thin air easily, scripts, where to find them, etc. And then Thursday, we're going to make calls together. I'm going to make calls too. And you guys can listen to me make calls. Everyone there should be making calls with me, and we should all be making calls together Thursday. A lot of people won't make calls. They'll just come in and listen because they're not action takers. They're not there to actually take the challenge and do stuff and get it done. They're there just to observe and then never do anything. But I'm hoping I can maybe get at least one person to start making phone calls and building their business. But
yeah,
anyway.
Where do I find that? Is there a link for that?
Yeah, let me put it right here. It's in the description of the if you're on Instagram, you can just comment VIP. If you're on YouTube, you can go into the description, or I'll put it here in the chat.
I see this thing just went away. I don't even know where you went now. Goodness gracious.
All right, so there is in the chat the link to the challenge. All right, so I'll see you there, Sean.
Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, I will hook that up.
Cool. Yeah, and I'll bring you on in a minute, TJ and Stephanie. I see other people there want to ask questions. Cool. If you do want to ask a question, I see people in here with no video on, so I'm not going to bring you on if you don't have your video on. But it's so crazy because this time right here, this challenge, I've decided to do this one for free for general admission and $99 for VIP. The VIPs come an hour early and come on Zoom and ask questions all week long. And general admission only watches the live stream of the second hour in the Facebook group. But what's so crazy is I decided to do this one free as like a test. And so there's over 600 agents that registered, and 200 have only 200 have joined the Facebook group. Like when you do stuff free, it seems like people just don't do anything. They don't take action. So I'm like, okay, maybe I need to go back to charging a little bit for general admission and VIP, just to get the action takers. I want to see action, guys. I'm going to give away this book here shortly. Brand it like Serhant. It's signed by Ryan Serhant. Get this page. Okay. Signature. And that's going to be for the agents that are in the challenge. It's free. Register and join the Facebook group and take the first step to do a selfie style video introducing yourself to the rest of the agents taking the challenge. Let's go to TJ. What you got, bro?
Hey, Ricky. First, just want to start off. Appreciate everything that you do for us, all the help. DM'd you a couple times on Instagram. Unbelievable, man. Can't give you your flowers enough. Just a few quick questions for you. So for us, it's me and one other agent that kind of work. We're not on a team, but we work together pretty much every single day. It comes down to like the daily schedule. So 8 to 10 or 11, we'll hit new expireds and then some old expireds. And I guess my question to you, we just recently started doing the golden letter to he picked a neighborhood and I picked a neighborhood as well that we're familiar with. But we find that like once we hit lunch afterwards, if we don't have any appointments, kind of in like no man's land as far as like what to do. Do we go back and do more expireds? Do we circle prospect? What would your recommendation be?
It doesn't matter what you do because you've already won. Like you made your calls all morning and you wrote the letters, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like, what do I do the rest of the day?
Right. Like if we don't have any appointments.
You already won. It doesn't matter what you do. You can write more letters. You can make more calls. You can do nothing. You can create content. You can do your weekly email. You can follow up. You can go back through your database and just call people that are getting your weekly email or past clients and check on them. You can study the market and look for more strategies. I mean, honestly, it does not matter. You already won.
Okay, and then I watched your newest video, and you said it's kind of all relative to how much the agent works, what their goals are. But if you could give like a full-time agent, let's say maybe 20 deals is the goal, how many people would we be wanting to talk to every single day?
I don't know. That varies per agent. I've seen agents talk to tens of thousands of people and not do a deal. And I've seen agents talk to 3,500 people and do 30 deals. I don't know. It all comes down to your skill level of getting your prospects to feel comfortable with you, creating that great first impression, right? Creating that great first impression. And the way you create that great first impression is number one, having a great reason to call them and talk to them and communicate with them without trying to get them to do something, right? That's why everything that I do is revolved around not so much, hey, will you sell? I mean, if I have a buyer, I'll call sellers and say, will you sell? If it's like an urgent thing, I have a buyer, whatever, but that's not going to be my go-to, strategy, right? I want to call and give them something of value. Like, I see you're in a 3-bedroom. Do you need a 4? I'm not trying to sell my house. Great. I don't want you to. I'm just wondering if you need a bigger house. And now they're like, oh, never had this from an agent not try to get me to do something. And now you're immediately standing out and creating a great first impression, right? Then from that point, now we're gonna understand what it is they do want to do, and then go really deep, 5 to 10 questions with that. And now they're like really blown away. No one's ever cared about what they want to do. Everybody always tries to get them to do what the agent wants them to do. The agents are trying to get them to do what the agent wants them to do. So they're like blown away. Now you have to fight for life. Most of the time you're locked in now because they never experienced that before. And so when you create that, when you build that muscle and that skill of when you're talking to people, just talking to them like they're a human, and making them feel comfortable enough with you to tell you what it is they want to do, then you got it then. Like, you can create deals out of thin air.
Right. And then one last question. I really like how you kind of have everybody switch their mindset from like immediate now business to like the long-term thing. You said 5 emails every
No. Don't get it twisted. Do not get it twisted, bro. I will close you in a heartbeat. I will close a listing in a heartbeat. I'm looking for business now. I'm a shark.
Right.
Don't get it twisted whatsoever. But I understand how to build $1 million business because I built one.
Right.
And so I understand that I can be a shark. I can still gobble up all the now business. See, this is the biggest problem, right? Is agents come into my ecosystem. They're like, oh, okay, I don't have to high pressure. I don't have to try to close anybody. No, we're 95% low pressure, 5% high pressure. You're going to be high pressure, but you got to know where to put that 5%. The problem is agents put it too early. And now it's awkward, and now they kind of spooked the prospect, right?
Yeah.
You got to know when to do it, and agents go too soon, but don't get it twisted. I'm here to find out what you want to do and help you do it, and I'm closing the deal. So no, I'm closing deals right now, and I teach agents how to do deals now. If they'll listen closely enough, they'll understand that I'm not just building a long-term business, it's not just building a short-term business. We can build both at the same time.
Got it. Got it. Helps
What you got?
Say again?
I was saying, are you good?
Yeah, I think that's about it. You have anything? Yeah, we were just curious about that afternoon schedule because the morning routine is pretty dialed in for
You
the
already
first
won, bro. You
and then
already
the
won. Do
older
whatever you
stuff.
want to do, man. Go play tennis, basketball, workout. That's what I used to do. I used to do all my calls and my letters. And if I was chilling, I would go to the gym at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I did that a lot.
I just have this weird feeling like if I don't talk to like a ton of people or set an appointment or get a good lead.
That is the mark of a top producer. That's human nature. You can't help that. You're a very ambitious person. But give yourself a little grace.
Okay.
Right? It's not going to happen tomorrow. Right? Look at the long term and the compounding of the relationships over time and where you could actually end up.
Okay.
Right? Visualize it, man. Visualize it. You got it, man. I'll see you on the challenge next week.
Thanks a lot, Ricky. Yep.
All right, brother. Cool, man. Good stuff. Got a nice little crew of people that want to ask questions down here that want to come live. Let me grab that live link for you guys. I'll put it in the chat here. Join the live. If you didn't catch that. Next week, I'm doing the Set More Listing Appointments Challenge. It's free for general admission. It's $99 for VIP. VIP gets an hour early on Zoom Q&A for an hour before the general session. General session only watches a live stream in the Facebook group. Got to join the Facebook group. But Thursday, we're all going to make calls together, and I'm making calls as well. You're going to listen to me make calls and call prospects live. So why in the world would you not be there? Let's go with Stephanie. Are you there, Steph? Are you on a call?
No, I'm sorry. I was yelling at my broker saying that's what I was pumped about on Thursday. I was like, we're all making calls together.
Yeah. Hey, real quick on Instagram. What's up, guys? Come over to YouTube. But if you want to join the challenge next week, just comment VIP on the live and it'll send you an automatic link to join. Go ahead, Steph. What you got? Where you at? What market you in?
I'm in West Georgia.
West Georgia. Let's get it.
Yes.
You close to me. You were real close to me.
Yeah. My broker and I've got plans for a girls trip in April to come down and see you in Gulf Shores for that one-on-one listing. So.
Oh, the listing selling secrets.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at April 11th. I'm trying to lock in a venue within the next week, and I'll blast it out. But yeah, it's gonna be nice, real good.
Yeah, we're excited.
Looking forward to that. What's your question?
Well, my question was the same thing that Ty was asking, and that is basically what to do with yourself, like in the evening. Like, should I make more calls? But you answered it with him, and I didn't want to be rude by just like leaving. So.
Oh, that was your question?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you could have left. I'm putting the link to the challenge for you guys on YouTube. It's also in the register. It's also in the description of the video. Okay, so you're good then, Steph. All right, I'll see you on the challenge, and I'll see you April 11th at Listing Selling Secrets. Good stuff. Let's go. Let's go, Tony. What's up, Tony?
Hey, how's it going?
How you doing, bro?
Better. I texted you in the past on Instagram. My son was back in the hospital again, so he's back out. So that's great.
Been sending a lot of prayers, bro. A lot of prayers.
Yeah, they've definitely helped. To be honest, that's God's only reason he's alive. So, I guess my question's kind of around that. How do you kind of, with something so serious, I guess, how do you kind of pick yourself back up, I guess, because my situation. It's been over 2 years now of just up and down, which I have gotten business just because of what I did before all this, but it's been kind of a roller coaster, honestly, Ricky, of stress. So
no, I couldn't even imagine, bro. So what I did when I had moments like that, because I never had anything like that. That's a little unique, but I definitely had some stuff, right? Everybody has stuff. And what I did when I had things going on is I used my work as my therapy. So I would go to work and crush it, and I would work so hard, and I was so focused on my work that it kept my mind off of all the bad stuff that was going on. And so it did two things for me. Okay. It was therapy for me, and it made me feel great because I was producing and I was accomplishing stuff while this bad thing was happening, which made me feel good. I'm making money, so I don't have money problems during the bad thing that's happening. So that's another layer of stress that's off of my shoulders. And then it kind of just gets down to the stress of the actual thing. Like, I think one of the biggest things with stuff like what you're going through and what people go through when they have these, serious situations in their life is it kind of, they have so many things that stack on top of each other. So it's like the thing itself, then they've got money problems, then they've got time problems, then they've got, stress between your spouse, and it's just like there's all these different layers of stuff. And like my thought process is if I can use work as my therapy to at least reduce the amount of layers of stress down to the minimum possible, where all my stress basically is coming from this one area, not 5 areas, then that could really help me get through that situation a lot better. If I'm not worried about money, and I'm not worried about, my spouse, and I'm not worried about religion, I'm not worried about fitness, right? I'm not worried about all, if I can take care of all those things and not let the thing beat me down to the point where I don't go to the gym, where I don't work as hard, where I don't, spend time with my spouse, where I don't do the things to keep these other areas in check, then that's where you get into a lot of trouble. So I use my work as my therapy to kind of help me through those situations. Does that make sense? Does that help?
Yeah, that's kind of why I'm back, I guess, back on the horse again, which the grace thing is real, like I've been hard on myself about it, but at the end of the day, I know how serious it has been. And I guess I'm just ready to do the listing challenge. I feel like he's at a good spot, which is kind of crazy to say it with what happened the last like 4 weeks, really. But I guess another question I have is, and maybe you've said I've watched a lot of your content, but how, like when you first hired your assistant, like was it right away? Was it like after you were crushing it a little bit? Or like when was that transition? Because obviously that was important to.
I think once you're making $100K a year, then you need to hire an assistant. And in today's world, you can do it through a TC. You can start with a TC. Like everybody should just start with a TC to take that part off, and then kind of work your way up. So the TC takes, a certain amount of pressure off. So do you have a TC now?
I actually got from my YouTube channel, a local lady reached out, which my intuition says that this could be a good opportunity,
Hire her as your like assistant or whatever.
Well, more of a transaction coordinator, like you said, more of a maybe not like a full-time assistant
Baby
until I get
step
to know
it,
her,
man.
What's that?
Just baby step it. Give her one task, see if she can do it. Right? Give her 3 days. Hey, we're going to test this thing out for 3 days. I want you to do this one task for 3 days. And then she does great. Awesome. Let me give you a second task, a second responsibility. Don't rush into it and give her everything right off the bat and all that. No. Baby steps. Make sure she's competent enough to even do one task before you give her another task, and you baby step into it.
Was yours licensed?
Was
yours licensed right away?
No. She didn't do any license activity. And then as soon as I had her start writing contracts, she got her license just so she could legally write the contracts and
when
stuff.
It made sense,
That's the only reason she got her license, was so that she could actually write up the contracts for me. She wrote up the listing and purchase agreements for me. But again, that was like the progression. That was way deep in the progression. You know, that was like several years in before I allowed her to write contracts. You know, like I had to know that she understood completely. And then for a while, I reviewed them before she sent them out. You know, and it just got to where there was no mistakes and we had it down. And then I let her go. Baby steps.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Good stuff, man. Like, yeah, a lot of
bogs me down, I guess. I mean, I can do it at this point, but I'm starting to get more and more, I guess, potential business coming up, and the transactional side's not the stuff that I guess I like to do. You know what I mean? Or
think about it like this. If you spend 50% of your time on admin activities and the other 50% closing deals, if you bring an admin person in and baby step them into that 50%, at that time, you now doubled the time you spend closing deals.
Yeah.
And so a great assistant doubles your business very quickly. I went from 50 to 100 deals that year. When I hired an assistant, I went from 50 to 100 deals that year.
And that was probably a huge reason why.
It was the only reason why. I mean, I was maxed out at 50 with no assistant.
Yeah.
So I went to 100 with an assistant. And then we just worked on increasing price points from there. So I stayed at 100 and I just worked on increasing price points every year.
Did you go to inspections and all of that still? Or
Yes.
So basically, okay. What about closing?
Yes. If my client's there, I'm there.
Yep.
So I didn't go to all inspections, only if it was needed. Like if it was my seller and the buyer was going to be there, I was going to be there. If the inspector was going by himself, I wasn't worried about that. But I'm not going to let the buyer, somebody else's client, be at my client's house without any supervision. If the other agent's not going to be there, even if the other agent's going to be there, a lot of times I would go just for the interest of the seller to make sure, you know. But a lot of times if the agent was going to be there, I was fine with, you know, them just doing it certain situations. But I didn't go to all closings and all inspections. It just depends on if my client was there or if I was needed to be there, depending on the situation. But yeah, I showed all the properties. I went to all the listing appointments. I did all the inspections and closings and follow-up calls and, you know, negotiations. And yeah, I did every single bit of it, but I was able to because I had a great assistant taking care of everything else. So literally I'm just full-time, you know, following up, closing deals, listing appointments, you show them properties, closings.
Yeah.
But
you weren't putting anything in the MLS and all that stuff.
No, nothing.
Yep.
Nothing else.
All right. Well, thanks.
Good stuff, brother. We'll see you on the challenge next week, man.
Yeah. Lord willing, I'll be on.
Yeah. Prayers to you, man. All right, guys. Here shortly, I'm going to give away this book. It's branded like Serhant, signed by Mr. Serhant himself, the big Ryan. All right, and I'm going to give that away to somebody who is joined the challenge, the VIP of the challenge. If you join the VIP of the challenge, which is $99, and you comment here shortly, not right now because I won't see it, but if you join the VIP for the challenge, or if you're already VIP, you can comment. I'm going to give the book away to somebody who is VIP for the challenge next week. Nancy, how we doing?
Good morning, Ricky.
Good morning.
So this is the first week I've ever called expireds, and yesterday was the first time I ever called for sale by owners. I allowed myself to get discouraged when I think I made just over 40 calls, and 3/4 of them had been listed.
Yeah. Okay.
How do you call them anyway?
Do I know if they're listed yet?
Well, if I click on the Zillow link inside RedX, it takes you so you can see if it's for sale by owner or live as an active listing.
If they're live, I can't call them. They're listed.
Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know if you had a conversation.
Yeah, code of ethics. I can't call an owner who's under contract with another agent by listing or a purchase agreement, or I don't know how the buyer rep thing works. I guess you can't call a buyer if they're under a representation, but you don't know that because it's not listed anywhere. But anyway, that's another conversation. But yeah, if it's listed, I can't call them. If I don't know if they're listed, if I call and it's a mistake, that's one thing.
Okay.
I'm not going to beat myself up over that. But if I know it's listed ahead of time, yeah, I'm not going to call them.
Okay.
Listed.
It was just really slow go clicking to see if it was listed, and then I just wasn't able to make very many calls.
So what's the problem?
I didn't know if you had a conversation for folks that had listed, if you were trying to see if they were going to buy or where they were going, just to have a conversation.
They already have an agent they're under contract with. I can't even talk to them. Like, they're under contract for another agent to represent them. I can't legally talk to them.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
they're getting consulted by another agent. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So no, I just kind of move on. Look, I mean, for sale by owners, I think there are agents that make careers out of for sale by owners and do really well. But they're kind of far and few between, and they're very nichey, and they're very good at what they do with the for sale by owners and stuff. And they spend a lot of time following up, because the for sale by owner doesn't want to list, and you got to follow up for weeks and weeks until they throw in the towel and all that good stuff. I think for sale by owners are great for, your average agent that isn't going to make a career out of for sale by owners. I think it's great for somebody just to get their foot in the door of the market, and just to get the blood flowing and meet some people and talk to some live prospects and kind of get going, but honestly, it's probably going to be short-lived, and you're going to move over to the trade up seller script, the expired. You're going to do social media. You're going to do Zillow leads. You're going to settle into something else,
I'm excited about doing the new construction, trying to wrap my head around where I need to go to meet with some of the folks at the sales offices.
Just drive through there. Just drive through there during working hours and just find the model home and walk in there and say, "Hey, I'm Nancy. With so-and-so company, I'm about to sell all these houses. You want to tell me everything you know about them? Show me a few."
Yeah, I'm excited about that. Thanks, Ricky.
Cool. Hey, good to see you. See you on the challenge next week. All right, guys, let's see what we got here. Okay. All right, let me see let's check out the Facebook group. Had a bunch of people join this morning after I said, here we go. A lot of people joining. I had, there was only 200 people. There was 500 people registered. Now we're up to over 300 people in the group that are participating in the challenge. But remember, when you join the Facebook group, that's not the end of it. You got to do a selfie style video introducing yourself to the rest of the people taking the challenge. I mean, if you're not going to take the actions, why are you taking the challenge? And the previous challenge, I taught a lot. This one, I'm only going to teach the first day. Day 2 and 3, I'm going to help you put your email together. I'm going to show you how to get leads and what to say to them. And day 4, we're going to make calls together. I'm going to make calls as well. Okay, let's go. I'm going to go with you, Tavin, in a second. Let's go with Cameron or Carmen. How you doing?
Hi, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm fabulous. Good to see you. Where are you located?
Huntsville, Alabama.
Oh, that's where I was born.
Yeah, there you go. Alabama, the great state.
Yeah. So what can I do for you?
Well, I'm just basically here listening. I'm a seasoned agent, been selling since got my license in 2008, the bad market time. But I have overcome a lot of obstacles, and last year sold $7 million on my own, no team. So, yeah. So I think that's pretty good for an old lady.
Amazing! It's phenomenal. Pretty good.
Yeah.
$7 million in a down market, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah. Because today I was just reviewing all my last year's stats, and our company just changed names, and so new challenges for the year with the new names.
So what's your question? What's your question, Carmen?
I really don't have a question. Just basically here listening and signed up for the challenge and just seeing what information I can pick up.
I got you. Okay. Cool. Well,
I
good luck.
I recommend to people just stay before your family and friends and just keep reaching out to people and letting them know what you do.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Well, good to see you. Good to have you. I'll see you on the challenge next week.
All right, great.
Right.
Thanks, Ricky.
See ya. Tavin,
Ricky, what's up, man?
what up, dude?
You feeling all right?
You look like you headed to a showing.
I'm driving trucks right now, man.
I hear you, bro. I hear you, man. What
Yeah,
market?
I'm Atlanta.
All right, ATL.
Yeah, ATL, the Atlanta
Nice.
market, and it's
Nice.
been interesting.
Oh, dude, super interesting, man. Super interesting. What
Yeah,
can I
no,
do
I'm
for you,
driving.
bro?
Yeah, so question: if you was in my shoes, what would you do? So right now, I'm working 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. and I kind of balanced out how many loads I can get done through my day and be done by 3 p.m. So I've been making cold calls while I'm in the truck from 3 to
No
5.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got my computer and everything on me. Only trouble I'm running into, I guess, right now, I'm off on Sunday and Monday. That's when I've been taking my appointments.
Yup.
Would you take appointments like at 7 p.m.
Nah. I mean,
during the week?
like, yeah, if a client wanted to,
Yeah, but
yeah,
just stick
like
with Sunday and Monday.
if I can. So what happens, bro, is that most people will work with you. So like if they're like, hey, I want to see it at this day or whatever, be like, I'm working, but I can show it to you on Sunday. I can show it to you on Monday. And they're gonna be like, sure. Or they're gonna be like, no, I can only do it at this day or whatever. And you're like, okay, cool. So what you do is you attempt to control your schedule with your clients. You just throw
Okay.
it out there. Most of the time they're gonna work with you. But if they don't, okay, then I'll show it to you at 7:00 on Thursday or whatever the case may be. So you're just going to
Okay.
kind of do whatever you got to do. So are you doing like massive call sessions on Monday and stuff as well?
No, I like. Oh yeah, Monday morning. Monday
Yeah,
morning, I do like a long call session.
there we
Yeah,
go.
yeah,
You're
yeah,
doing it perfectly, bro. You're doing it perfectly. You're
yeah,
calling in the
yeah.
truck. You're setting appointments on your days off. You're doing a long call session on Mondays. I mean,
Yeah.
like you're in the game. Like you just got to do whatever you got to do when you're at this stage where you kind of do it as a side hustle right now.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. It's gonna be my main hustle by the end of this year.
Right. Right. And I like that you said by the end of the year. You're not saying in 3 months like a lot of people. You're actually giving yourself a realistic outlook and you're putting in the work to actually accomplish that goal. Because like at the pace you're going, how long you been making calls in the truck and doing like this routine
So
every week?
I started making calls this January in the truck. Because I've been this year it'll be my 3rd year being licensed, and
the first 2
like,
years you didn't really do much, and like this year you're taking it serious.
Yeah. First 2 years I closed some deals, but it wasn't structured.
Right.
Yeah, but this year, I'm
You're ready.
I'm tired of driving this truck.
Yeah, sometimes you get tired of the lifestyle.
I got a wife and 3 kids, and shoot, the hours of trucking. I work so many. I want to have more time for them.
Right.
Yeah.
So dig this. You can control your schedule a tad whenever you in real estate, but it's also a very time consuming. Like it's also like you're gonna be working probably the same hours.
Yeah.
You get going in real estate in the beginning stages.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna work
I'm
a lot
okay
of hours.
with that. I'm
Mm-hmm.
okay with that. It's more promising. It's a more promising career than the trucking industry.
Yeah, bro. I can't wait to hear your success story.
Oh, I appreciate it. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, and I'll never forget your name either. That's an easy one to remember. So,
okay.
So definitely hit me up, man, and let me know. Keep me informed on how things are going and what I could do to help.
Okay, yeah, I sure will. I appreciate you.
Yeah, bro. Keep going.
All right, I'm gonna sign up for the VIP as well today.
Do it up, man, and stay safe on the roads.
All right, sure will. Thank you.
All right, bro. If you have signed up for the VIP, and a lot of people are asking about the Facebook group, you got to go to the link. If you're on Instagram, you can comment VIP to get the link. But if you're on YouTube or Facebook, it's just go.Ricky Carruth. FSBO.com/register. And once you sign up, you'll get a link to the Facebook group. All right. If you've signed up for VIP, just comment below right now. Just comment below and say, I'm in for VIP in the comments, and I'll pick a winner to this book here shortly. Branded like Sirhan, signed by Ryan. Let's go with Angela. What you got? You want to unmute? Hit the unmute button down there.
Hey, Ricky. Nice to meet
doing?
you finally. I watch you all the time, but I never ask questions. So I've been in the industry now. It'll be 4 years. I was not, how could I say this? I'm in a smaller market. I'm in Freeport, Illinois. I don't know if you know where that is.
I know where Illinois is, so
okay. So it's a really small market. There's like 30,000 people, and there's
so
one.
What's the question?
My question is how do I break into it by getting more listings? Because when I first started, I didn't use my database. Does that make sense? So now I'm having to go backwards. How can I get to where people are seeing me and not everybody else?
Yeah. So do you understand where listings come from?
I guess kinda. I'll be honest. No.
So that's the first step. First step, right? Is understanding where listings come from. So where do listings come from? Listings come from a property owner who picked an agent out of all the agents to be the one that listed their property.
Okay.
Okay. So there's 200, there's 2,000, there's 20,000 agents, right? I don't know how big the market is, but there's a certain number of agents. And they got to pick you out of all the other agents and say, you're the one I want out of all these thousands of agents. Okay. That's where a listing comes from. So the question is, how do you become the one out of all the agents in your market that they say, you're it? You're the one that I want to work with.
Yeah.
And so that's what you have to start trying to figure out. So then we reverse engineer that. Okay. So at the end of the deal, you ask a buyer, you ask a seller after the deal's closed, you say, how'd you pick your agent? What do you think the top answer is?
I don't know. I've never asked them that before.
Well, NAR did a study, and it was that they had a friend in the business with a great reputation.
Okay.
And that was overwhelming. That was 30%. Everything else was 1% or less. Brokerage, online, blah, 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 blah. They had a friend in the business with a great reputation. That's the number one answer. So then you have to think, okay, how can I become friends with all the property owners in my market that own the exact property that I want to sell, so that when they decide to sell, to list, they call me instead of all the other agents. So you have to start reverse engineering yourself into the situation to be the agent that they call on when they decide to sell. Right. So then we continue to reverse engineer, and we realize, well, step one is to talk to them.
Okay.
Okay. So then we're like, okay, well, there's 1 million households in our market. Can't call them all. Okay. We need to niche it down to the exact properties we want to sell. Okay. That's step one, guys, is what kind of properties do you want to sell? Right. And then you go talk to people that own that type of property, and you talk to them one after another, until you've built such a massive database of people that love you. And so when you talk to them the first time, you're just trying to create a great first impression, right? It's just a great first impression. And you're trying to get them to open up to you about what it is they want to do now or in the future, so that you can help them do it. That's the entire goal. The objective of lead gen is to create a conversation with the right people. The objective of prospecting those people is to get them to open up to you about what it is they want to do and why, so you can help them do it. So we have to get really good at getting people to feel comfortable with us enough to tell us what it is they want to do. And that's where most agents lose it right there. They'll call people and they're so nervous and they're asking the wrong questions and they're doing all this weird stuff. People just check out, hang up, leave the conversation, say what they got to do to get them off the phone, whatever the case may be. You got to get really good at talking to people like they are your family and make them feel comfortable enough to open up to you. And then you've got something. So that great first impression, the great conversation, they're like, wow, that was a pretty good, cool conversation. I kind of like that person. They're not thinking at that point, this is my realtor for life. They're just thinking, that was cool. And then they kind of slowly start to forget about you. But then if you follow my program, we start doing a weekly email and a weekly text message. So then they never lose those warm and fuzzies. And after a while, they start thinking, this agent is consistent, dependable, hardworking, honest, knowledgeable. this is exactly the type of agent we want. We're starting to think they might be the real deal. They're not sold yet that you are the one, but they're starting to become sold. And then after about a year or two, they're like, you know what? This is our agent next time that we decide to sell something. So it goes from I like them, from I like this person to I think they're the real deal to they're my agent for life. And it's a process. You got to plant as many seeds as possible. And so when we're going through our process to try to create these relationships with property owners in our market that we want to do business with that own the exact type of property we want to sell, we're going to run across people that want to do deals now, and we're going to gobble those up.
Okay.
Right? In the meantime, for the people that don't do anything, those are seeds planted for the future. So now we're building our future business and our now business at the same time.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it. I think I've always used Zillow and I want to get away from it. And I think what ended up happening was that I didn't know how to work my database. So the market, like I said, there's only 30,000 people in the town. And there's one agent that lists about 120 transactions a year. I feel like I should be listing 120 transactions a year in this market here. Does that make sense? And now I have to backtrack.
How long have they been in the market?
15 years.
Okay. The only reason they're listing 130 properties a year is because people have known them as a real estate agent for 15 years.
I don't want to wait 15 years.
Okay. It took me 15 years to sell 100 properties. It took me 15 years to make $1 million a year. So you want to sell 100 properties, which is, do you understand that 2% of agents sold 10 to 20 homes last year? 71% sold 0 homes last year. And you want to sell 100 homes, but you don't want to wait that long. You want to be the top 1% of 1% of 1%, but you think that it should just happen like, I don't know.
I'm not. No, not at all. I don't think it should just happen like that. I want to be, I mean, I sold 40 homes last year. You know, I just feel like sometimes I want to give up. I'm just going to be honest with you. Sometimes I want to give up because I feel like I'm just throwing my head against a wall because I don't know. I've always wanted to be in real estate. That's been my dream since I was in my 20s.
Wait a minute. You're selling 40 homes and you're upset?
Yeah, I'm very upset with myself. I think I should be selling more.
There's a book you have to read. Actually, it's in my living room because it's like it's right next to my Bible. Like, that's how good this book is. It's called The Gap and the Gain.
Okay.
You need to buy it and read it today. Read the whole thing.
Okay. I will
buy it and read it today because you're in the gap. You are in when you read the book, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
And then right after that, the same author wrote a book called 10X is Easier Than 2X. Okay. Read that directly after. I'm telling you, your life will change. Do you read?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
What do you read?
The Bible.
Outside of the Bible, what do you read?
I do. Well, I had your book. I read one of your books. And then I do a lot of audiobooks because I'm in my car a lot.
That's fine. That's fine. What kind of books?
Oh, the books that I read?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, that are in my
what I mean, like, are they self-development?
Yeah, I read the Millionaire Real Estate book by Keller Williams.
Throw that one away.
Oh.
I'm telling you, throw that one in the garbage.
Oh my God.
Fast, quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Okay.
Yeah. Delete it off the app.
Why?
It's bad.
Okay.
I'm just straight up. And
well, at least you're being. I would rather have you be honest with me.
And I love Gary Keller because I love Shift that he wrote.
I've been reading Shift.
I don't like the strategies that he's talking about in there, but I love his market perception that he articulates in that book. It helped me tremendously.
Okay.
Right? But when it comes to like the processes of like conversion and prospecting and building teams and all the other things that they teach in those books, I'm telling you right now, just personally, garbage.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'd rather have you be honest with me than not. I mean,
I'll tell you the books you need to read. You need to read Full Fee Agent.
Okay.
You need to read The Agent's Edge by Jordan Cohen. Those are fantastic books.
Okay.
You need to read The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson, and you need to read the 2 books I just told you about, Gap and the Gain and 10X is Easier. You read those 5 books. Okay. Those are the next 5 books you read. Okay. You will sell 100 properties in 2026.
Okay.
Those books will help you put the foundation in place this year to sell 100 properties next year.
Okay. I'll put them in there. I have my app. I download them all the time and
You
listen
coming
to
to
the
you coming to the challenge next week?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Let's do it. I'll see you there.
Okay. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Good stuff, guys. Let's see. Let's see if anybody commented they're in for VIP. Okay. Miss Bradley is in for VIP. Keisha is in for VIP. Ben's in for okay. I got some right there. Comment below if you're in VIP for the challenge next week. I'm fixing to give away this branded like Sirhant, signed by Mr. Sirhant. All right. If you're on Instagram, come over to YouTube. And you can comment VIP on Instagram to get the link. Jack, what you got, bro? How are you, man? What's going on? Can you hear me? Can you see me?
I can hear you, but I can't see you.
You're frozen.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. I think your internet was kind of frozen, man. What market you in?
Yeah. I'm in Ohio, Cincinnati.
Let's get it, bro. Ohio.
Yeah, thank you.
Black eyes, right?
Yeah.
Now, yeah. National champs, bro. What you talking about?
Yeah, not a big college football guy. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah, good one.
Pretty cool. I hear you, dude. Humble. I got you, man. What you got? What's your question?
I will say, last lady 40 closings. That's pretty good.
Dude, 2% of agents closed 10 to 20 deals last year. And she closed 40 deals last year.
Geez, that's a
in
lot.
A down market in I guess a small town. It's like, wow.
Yeah, that's crazy.
People. Okay, here's the problem. People look at where they are and they don't appreciate it. All they think about is where they think they should be.
Yeah.
And so then
the ideal, right? The ideal.
They judge themselves against where they feel like they should be, instead of being so incredibly grateful for where the heck you are right this second. Yeah. It's crazy.
I agree. Yeah. You definitely have to be present for sure.
I think you have to find the gray area where you're really incredibly happy with where you are, but amazingly ambitious to get to the next level. If you don't, you'll go crazy, man. Like, you'll just keep pushing that carrot out.
Yeah, for sure.
What you got, man?
So I want to be the agent that's like known for, I guess, follow-up. I feel I like to consider myself very good at prospecting. At least I've been doing it for a few years now consistently. What do you recommend as far as making, I guess, follow-up more frictionless, more easier? Because I feel like that initial conversation for like so many agents is so easy, but then like finding those touches to get in front of, the leads again. What do you recommend to kind of stay in front of those people?
Like, you're calling people, making great first impressions, and you're wondering how to stay in touch with people?
Not so much. Like, I'm comfortable like talking to people on the phone, but I feel like it just gets redundant. Like, I don't want to be the agent that's calling for, I hate agents who have commission breath. Like, it's so clear to me. I don't want to be that agent. And I guess I just struggle with finding things to connect with the prospect or finding reasons to reach out.
You don't have to let them reach out to you.
Okay. I like it. How do you get to that point?
Well, are you saying brand new prospects you've never talked to, or people in your database?
Yeah, I'll give you some context.
No. Don't give me context. Don't give me context. Okay. I'll ask for the context if I need it. Are you talking about new prospects or prospects in your database?
Both.
Okay. So if it's new prospects, then it's easy to find a reason to call a new prospect. They own this house and you've got this bigger one for sale over here. Do you need a bigger house?
Okay.
Right.
Gotcha.
You can literally pick out any listing and be like, I've got this $11 million listing over here. You own a $3 million home. Would you like to see this one for $11 million? Are you thinking about upgrading? Or I see you own this $11 million condo in Brickell. I've got this $5 million one. Are you looking to downgrade? You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I see
Gotcha.
you own this home that's worth 300,000. I've got brand new homes for 450. I can get you a rate buy down, closing cost, appliances. Are you thinking about upgrading into a brand new home? Because I can get you a really good deal on one, and I'd love to show it to you. There's plenty of reasons to call cold prospects.
Okay.
Plenty. Like I could come up with about 15 right now. Hey, there's an open house. It's not my open house, right? I could call about other open houses. That's what Scott Catton does down in Hawaii. I'm going to have him on my pod. The dude's crushing it. He finds open houses and he calls the owners around the open house and invites them to the open house that he's not even doing. He literally reaps the benefits of open houses without doing open houses. And then he creates these conversations and like crushes it in the hardest market in the world. Dude, there's like 8,000 agents in Hawaii and there's like 300 listings or something, dude. It is literally the hardest market in the country. And this dude, I've been coaching him for about a year and a half now, and he is crushed. I'm so proud of this guy. But yeah, he started calling around open houses. But like, dude, I could come up with like 15 reasons right now.
Gotcha.
And as far as my database is concerned, I do the weekly email the way the weekly email is supposed to be done, and then I'll let those clients call me.
I see. Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you want to create a passive business, right? You want to create a business where leads just come to you, right? That's the goal at the end of the day, where just like leads flow in and you're just so busy, you're just closing all these deals.
For sure.
That's what we're building here. So just let it happen.
Okay.
If you're bored, you know, that's one thing. If you just want to call your listen, if you want to just call your database because you're bored, that's one thing. But to actually make it a strategy to call your database every quarter, every year, whatever, I don't feel like it's necessary. They'll call you when they're ready to do something. If you have proven to them that you're consistent, hardworking, dependable, knowledgeable, professional, which are all the things that the weekly email does for you at scale. You can scale that. See what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. So just think about the business model you want. Do you want a business model where you have to call your clients every quarter? It's a lot of work. Or do you want a business model where clients just call you and you're just busy closing deals all the time? See what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'll take the latter for sure. Yeah.
Right. Right. Now, good stuff, man. I'll see you on the challenge next week.
Cool.
Peace.
Thank you.
Let's see. All right, I'm going to take one more question and then I'm going to give this book away. Angela, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Okay. Unique?
It's Quinique, like Monique, but
how you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. What market you in?
I'm in Atlanta. I'm in the Atlanta market.
Oh, nice. Nice. Good to see you. How's the weather up there right now?
Same here. Oh, it's beautiful today. So it's much better than what it was a few weeks ago.
No, yeah. Like the snow, we had 10 inches of snow, first time in history. And my lanai, my screen-in deck collapsed because of all the snow on it. And but now it's 70 degrees, and I think it's going to hit 80 this weekend. It's nuts.
Yeah, no, I love it. I'm from New York originally, so I was not pleased to see the snow and stuff following me down here at all.
Yeah. I'm going to be up there in 2 weeks. I'm speaking on Long Island at gamechangersonly.com. If anybody tickets to that, it's gamechangersonly.com. It's going to be like 8 speakers. It's later in the day. It's actually going to be a really good event. But yeah, I'm going to be up there in a couple weeks actually. So I'm looking forward to that.
All right, cool.
What's your question?
first of all, thank you for doing all of this. And I guess my question is, I've been full time in the business since 2019. I've been licensed since 2016 and was doing it part time until I moved down to Georgia. Just, I guess, like what the young man said before me, just follow up. I really have a hard time with that. I've lost out on so much business by not following up with people, and they already did something else. So I love what you're saying about the weekly emails and weekly text messages, because I do feel like if I'm providing value to people, then they will keep in contact with me. I guess just the best ways to stay in front of people without being annoying, and just to build the best business for myself.
Stay in front of people without being annoying. That's your question?
Yeah, how do I guess the annoying part is that's a feeling on me, right? But I don't know how to provide the best value. And
what are you doing that makes you feel like you're being annoying to your clients, to your database?
that's just something I'm internalizing. I'm quite sure that I'm not, because everyone is always just so grateful, but I don't feel as though I'm seeing reaping the rewards of that, or maybe it's just not happening in the timeline that I feel it's supposed to happen. So I'm staying in contact with people. I'm following up with them as much as I can. But I guess I'm just not saying the right things to get them to transact, or maybe they just don't have
Yeah.
like
So you
any
can't say
business
anything.
referral.
You can't say anything to make them transact. You're
Right.
not going to say anything that's going to magically make them they're going to transact when they want to transact, and they're going to go with the agent that they feel like they have the strongest connection with, and they feel comfortable that they're going to take care of them. They're going to work hard. They're going to be dependable. They're going to have their back. They're going to negotiate the best deal. They're going to go with the agent that they feel like is the best fit for them based on the value that they provided. So stop trying to figure out what to say to make people do stuff. That's never going to happen. What you should do is try to figure out the right things to make people feel more connected to you. And you do that through going deeper with what people's situations are outside of real estate, like why someone's doing a deal, right? And then whatever that reason is, let's talk about that for a while and really understand the depths of what's happening in their life. Now they feel deeply connected to you because they've opened up to you about these things. And by the way, you need that information in order to help them through the deal. Most agents skip over that. They don't ask the questions. So they don't know why people are trying to do what they're trying to do. So they just, they go through the motions of doing the deal, what the next steps are, what the broker told them to do, what their coach told them to do, to service the deal, but they don't even know why we're even doing the deal. They might know, like, oh, they lost a job and they're moving across town or something like that. But I'm going deeper and deeper and deeper with that situation. What's your job now? Like, where are you going to work? Are their kids, where do they plan on their kids going to school? Like, I'm asking and trying to get down to and I'm trying to find something that I relate to them with, right? Their kids went to this school. Oh, it's a great school. I went there, and like start talking about that kind of thing. So with your, when you do the weekly email on the same day of the week forever, it shows dependability and consistency. And then the content of the email, if it's actual local information that you're sharing with them and your opinions on that local information, whether it's a new restaurant, stats of the market, a new development, news, a subdivision going up over here, a deal of the month, right? Here's the deal of the month. Here's why I think it's the deal of the month. Hope you're having a great week. I showed 3 buyers in the last week. 1 made an offer. We're still looking for properties for the other 2. Let me know if you need anything. They can't get that information off Zillow. Now they feel like deeply connected to the market. They feel like you're the inner window into the inside of the market that they can't get anywhere else. Now they're opening every single email. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just like it's like sitting down and actually taking time to provide information to your clients that they can't get anywhere else. They can get listings, they can get, closed deals. They can get, stats. Everybody's sending stats, but nobody's really sending what their professional opinion is of the stats and why they think this is a good deal. And, you know, the story of going into the restaurant and having great service and having the shrimp etouffee, you know, like telling these stories and giving these opinions around things is what's going to make your clients more connected with you. And by the way, you can scale this because when you do it the way I teach you to do it, you can send this out to 50 people, 500 people, 5,000 people, 50,000 people. And it still only takes you 15 minutes a week to really sit down, think about it, map it out, write it out, send it out. And then you just let them
and
come.
when
You just let them come to you at their pace, right? This is all about their timeline, not yours. The market's been slow. We just hit a 30-year low. All right. So, I mean, like, it's going to feel a little slow right now, but don't let that fool you. Keep building your database up. When the market rebounds, all that work you put in to build your database will all come flooding in at one time.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. And when I think back to all the relationships that I built, because I'm new to this market, when I moved here, I didn't really know many people. It was having those deep kitchen table conversations about motivation and just really just being myself with them. And then as I started to become more successful and take more classes, I kind of started to like get away from that and try to be scripted and do all these other things, thinking that's what needed to take me to the next level. And when I think about it, it was just that me being myself and finding the motivation and just talking to people as if they were longtime friends that really worked. So thanks for that reminder.
Yeah. Just treat them like humans. Don't worry about your timeline of what you think that they should buy houses or you want them to buy houses. Just keep focusing on building as many relationships as you can. Because here's the thing, in 3 years, okay, so let's think about that. And it's 25, 26, 27, 28. In 2028, picture yourself in 2028. All right. In 2028, you know, let's just say midway through 2028. At that point, are you going to care how many deals you're closing in 2028 at that point? Or are you going to care more about how many deals you close in 2025?
In 2028, I'm going to care about what I'm closing in 2028.
Exactly. And what you close in 2028 is going to be dependent on how many seeds you plant in 2025, 2026, because like, you know, we build business and we close deals now and whatever, right? But I'm telling you, where the big business is all these people that you talk to in 25 and 26 who get those weekly emails for 2 years and in 28 decide to do something. When they call you, they feel like you're part of their family because of these emails and text messages. And what happens is they don't interview 3 people. They call you and hire you, and that's it. It's done. And that's the kind of business that you want. That's the kind of business that we want to build. Like right now, like be happy with survival. Be happy with closing 20, 30, 40 deals. Like if you close that many, like yippity doo dah. But like realize that that's just so insignificant when it comes to your entire career. How big did your database grow this year is far more valuable. The deals just pay the bills. You do 25 deals, you just pay the bills. You pay taxes, you invest a little, you pay your bills, whatever. But we know based on the growth of your database that you're going to have a 500, a 600, a 700, $1 million year in the near future, one of these years, based on the projections of how fast your database is growing. So just put it in.
And I've been growing and I've been adding people to it. Yeah, I've been growing and I've been adding people to it. I can't lose them like how I lost other people by not following up in a consistent and effective, meaningful way. So,
are you doing the weekly email?
I just started doing the weekly email. So I sent out my first weekly email on Thursday, and then next week I'm going to do a market update with my opinion on the market. Nice.
There you go, right there. Now, I'll give you one tip on the weekly email. Don't make it too long-winded. Don't write it. Yeah, like a couple of lines, man. Just highlighting your thoughts. So it's easy to read. Click here for, all the stats or whatever. Keep it really short, sweet, powerful. Like bring them a lot of value really fast, because then they're like, wow, look at how much value I got in literally a couple of seconds with this person. This person is an efficient communicator. They get stuff done really quickly, really effortlessly. I can't imagine how they're going to operate when we do a deal together. That's what they start thinking.
Mhm.
Now you're on
You're
the
right.
right track. You're on the right track. Good to see you.
Thanks. Looking forward to working with you.
All right. Cool. Good stuff, guys. Let's see. Let me scroll back up. I'm going to give this book away. You can comment on Instagram if you're in the VIP, if you've paid for a VIP ticket, $99, or if you're in my Listing Mastery Coaching. Listing Mastery Coaching and Zero to Diamond members, they get VIP for free. So if you're in one of those coaching programs, you can comment as well. But comment, I'm in for VIP right now if you're still watching, and I'm going to pick a winner. But on another note, I want to scroll back up. Angela, I don't know if you're still watching. Are you still watching, Angela? Just throw it in the comments if you are. Let's see the VIP. And then after I give the book away, I'm going to take a couple of more questions. Greg's in on VIP. Monkey Mama's in the VIP. Albert Martin's in for VIP. All right. Let's go to the Facebook group and see how many people have joined. Okay. We're almost up to 320 people in the Facebook group. I have a feeling everybody's going to join the Facebook group Saturday afternoon or Monday morning. Let's see. I don't see. All right. I think Angela left, but I'll tell you this, Angela, if you do watch the replay, if you are still on, I wasn't trying to be disrespectful to you whatsoever. I was just trying to make, I wasn't trying to make an example out of you. I was just making a point. Man, do you know how many agents would just absolutely, they pray every day. Man, there's so many agents that would just they would love to do 5 or 10 deals. There you go. Yeah, 5 or 10 deals. I guess what I was attempting to do is shake you up a little bit to make you realize how amazing that you're doing and how proud I am of you. Probably came out wrong. All right. Let's see who is in VIP. I'll pick a winner. And then let's see who we got here. Let's go with. Oh, I don't know who this Monkey Mama. I don't know who you are, Monkey Mama. I'm gonna pick you. If you'll DM me your address, I'll send this to you. All right. Does anybody else want to come in and ask a question? You can throw questions in the comments or join me here on the live. I'll put another link right here for you guys to join the live. I see Jose in the back, but your camera's not on. I see Nikki in the back, but your camera's not on. If you guys turn your cameras on, I'll bring you on to the live. All right, while I'm waiting on questions or anybody to join the live, yeah, Monkey Mama. You can text me or email me. Just send me your address, and I'll send you this book. Next week, we are going to be getting down. We're going to do Monday. VIP starts at noon Eastern. I'm going to answer questions for an hour. You guys are going to collaborate together. Hour 2 for general session. The general admission people will watch the second hour live stream in the Facebook group. I'm going to break down the fundamentals of the business to build your business, to understand exactly what we're doing and how we're going to build $1 million business. I'm going to break it down really, really clearly for you. Day 2, I'm going to help you put together your weekly email. I want you to sit down. I'm going to screen share, and I want you to be working on yours with me. We're going to build your weekly email. Day 3, I'm going to help you understand how to find the exact leads that you want to do business with and what you should say to them. And then day 4, we're going to make calls together, and I'm going to make calls as well. So you can come in, listen to me make calls while you make calls. I really don't want you to come in and just listen. I want you to come in and make calls. You don't have to be unmuted for everybody to hear you. You can mute, if you're worried about people listening and stuff, but make calls. Use this challenge as a way to push yourself into doing the things you need to do. And it all starts with the video that you need to be posting in the Facebook group right now. If you're not taking the first step of the challenge to post a selfie style video because you're scared to be on camera, then you're not really taking the challenge. This challenge is meant to challenge you and make you take action. So I want to see them selfie style videos in the Facebook group. Let's go with Troy. Troy.
Hey, did I freeze up?
You did freeze up for a second. How you doing, bro?
Sorry, brother. Hey, man, I just stopped in real quick. I've been, long story short, I've been out of the country, had some deaths in the family, but I'm fired up to get involved again, get back on the horn.
Yeah.
I believe in your program. I've been working with your program on and off, but this is the time. This is the time to dig in, make the calls, start building the business. I sold 23 last year in a market I've only been in 2 years, and my goal is 50. So I got to start pounding the phones.
Yeah.
So today I took your advice. I'm actually calling around about open houses. So I got one tomorrow. I'm blasting the neighborhood, and I just have to remind myself it's not a sales call, it's a connection call. And that's
yeah, exactly, man. So what's your question?
I didn't have a question. I just stopped in. I just hopped out of an appointment and saw you, brother, and was excited to see you online.
I got you. Yeah. No, it's good to see you, man. It's good to see you, bro. Looking forward to it. So you gonna hop into the challenge next week?
Yeah, man. I'll hop back in.
Let's do it. It's not going to be like the last challenges where I just talked the whole time. We're going to actually do things. Day 1, I'll teach, but day 2, we're putting the email together. Day 3, we're lead gen. Day 4, we're making calls.
Excellent. Yeah, man. I'll be there.
Yeah. And for those of you watching, like, honestly, this is a test. I don't really believe I'll do it for free anymore. This was a test to do it for free. General admission is free, but I want some action takers. And when I was charging $99 for VIP for general admission and $300 for VIP, those agents were taking action. I had less people in there, but man, were they taking action. So prove me wrong. Come in for free and do the thing. Take advantage of it, because I don't know that I'm going to do it for free next time. Good to see you, Troy.
Good to see you, brother.
All right. Cool. Does anybody else have a question? Throw a question in the comments if you want. I spoke about closing them. How do you do that? Linda, how are you? It depends on what they want to do and why. I don't know what the next step is in the process until I know exactly what it is they want to do and why. And then go 5 to 10 questions deep on the why, so I can understand to the depths of what they're trying to do, a lot of times even more than they do. And until I know that, I don't know how to close them, because I don't know what they're trying to do and why. So I got to understand that. And then once you know that, it's so easy. It's so easy. Tony, what's up, dude? No, I don't. I still use Constant Contact because I have 300,000 contacts there. So it's hard to kind of merge that over. My account is matured, but I wish that I could have everything on the new Zero to Diamond CRM platform. But I'm doing it for all text is on the platform, and I am sending out a lot of email from the platform. Yep. All right. Fight. What is it? Fight the serpent. Okay. So What are some of the examples of the 5 to 10 questions deep? It depends. I don't know. That's the thing. Like, guys, this is not a script. This is a conversation. It depends on, like, they say, yeah, we're thinking about selling in 3 months or 6 months or next year. Great. What's going on in 6 months, 3 months, 1 year? What's going on that's causing you to think you might sell at that point? They start telling me the story. They give me a little bit of the story, and that hearing that creates 3 more questions in my mind that I follow up with. The answers to those questions creates 3 more questions in my mind that I keep going deeper and deeper, deeper based on my genuine curiosity. I don't know. I don't know what those questions are. It depends on what it is they're trying to do. Have I ever shared a marketing plan that's super effective to get buyers to your listings? Absolutely. What I do is I take my listing and then I identify all the smaller or lesser homes. Maybe they're smaller, maybe they're older, maybe they're not on the water, maybe they all have 2 stories and this is a 1 story. Like, I don't know what the selling point is, but I'm going to call the people that own those houses and to see if they want to upgrade to the house that I have or downgrade to the home that I have. Super simple. How do I go about mailing letters? I do a handwritten letter. So if you go to zerotodiamond.com/90 and download the 90-day action plan for free, I've got my golden handwritten letter strategy in there, step by step. What to write, an example of the letter, what to do when they call you, and a script to use to call the ones that didn't call you. It's all right there. One for sale by owner, 1 week to sell one amazing house. Oh, nice. Nice, Carmen. Nice. Let's see. Give me 2 seconds, guys. Let me fix something on my computer. Give me 2 seconds. And I'm going to answer the rest of these questions in the comments. Oh, here we go. Questions in the comments. So what's the agent saying to get people to an open house? He's saying, hey, there's an open house in your neighborhood. I wanted to call and invite you to it. Don't overcomplicate it, man. He's saying, hey, Mr. Johnson, it's Ricky Carruth over whatever real estate company, whatever area. How you doing today? Cool, me too. I'm enjoying the day. Isn't it gorgeous? Great. Well, listen, I don't want to take too much of your time, but there's an open house in your subdivision. You're over there in, Key Lawn Lakes, right? Yeah, there's an open house right there in your subdivision, and I just want to call and invite you over. See what they say. Look at this. Jose, what you got, bro?
How you doing, man?
Good, bro. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I just wanted to ask. So when you have geo leads, I know you always do like the trader up script. Do you ever go away from that, like using the geo leads? Do you ever like go away from doing trader up instead of going like straight to the trader up, like giving them value? Do you ever use something else other than that?
Like what? Give me an example.
So, say for example, you call. Let's see. You call and like instead of bringing them like a listing that you already have and bring them the value, like, oh, you're trying to upgrade to this house. Do you ever like use another script other than that one for your geo leads?
I can't think of anything I would do. I can't think of anything I would like to do as far as geo leads. I mean, that's why I say give me an example because I can't think of any.
Let's see. it's like, say for example, it's like you always say when you do the geo leads, you bring them value by bringing them like a listed home that's like down the road, and you like,
Yep.
you always ask them, hey, do you want to like upgrade to this home? And that's how
Yep.
you come upon like bringing them value and starting up a conversation with them.
Yeah.
Do you ever go away from go away from that?
The only other thing I would do is if I have a buyer and I'm like, and I'm urgently in need for a listing for this buyer. That's the only other thing I could think of that I would do is if I actually have a buyer that's urgently wanting a property like theirs.
Yeah, because I mean, I was just asking because I was like, do you ever approach any other like geo lead a different way other than by
There's no other. There's not a better way. So you know what I'm saying? So okay, back in like 2014, 15, 16, 17, when prices were only going up like 5% a year and interest rates weren't going up at all, they stayed around 5% that whole time. I could call GeoLeads and say, hey, I just sold a house in your subdivision. Is there anything I could do for you today? And like they were actually thinking about upgrading. And so, and because of the market, right? So prices weren't higher, interest rates weren't higher. They were sitting on a 5%. And that if they buy today, they bought 2 years ago, 5% interest. And if they buy today, they have 5% interest. So like there wasn't this interest rate cabal going on. Like right now, there's people sitting on 3 and 4% rates who don't want to buy into this market because rates are 6 and 7. Yeah. See what I'm saying? And so back then it was easy to say, hey, is there anything I can do for you? And just start up a conversation and then try to figure out what it is they want to do and help them do it. In today's market, you can't really do that because they shut you down pretty quickly and be like, honestly, if I would have known the trade up script back then, I would have used it back then. I came up with it in the past couple years. Like I would have rather used that back then if I would have known about it. And I kind of did know about it. I just didn't run with it because back in 2008, I called property owners and I said, hey, there's a foreclosure in your building. You could get it for half what you paid for yours. You interested? And so that was really cool. But after the foreclosures went away, I didn't put 2 and 2 together and continue using that trade up strategy. I just kind of went towards, is there something I could do to help you? And that worked really well. But in today's world, it doesn't really work that well. I feel like you got to bring something of value to try to start the conversation and relationship on the right foot. So, I mean, like, I think it's cool that you asked that, but I also think I would like if you have a pair of aces in your hand, you're good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Now, another thing, when you're doing the geo leads and you have a property that you want to like offer the value, offer them as value, do you go for the when you get a property, do you go for like people around that property, or do you go like, oh, there's a listing here, and you go to a different subdivision? You're like, hey, I have a property here in this subdivision.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. There's no right or wrong answer because here's the punchline, bro. You ready? Hardly anybody you call about this is going to be interested in the deal you're presenting them. Right? We're not calling to sell that listing. We're calling to meet that person. We're trying to make a connection. We're trying to get them to open up to us about what they do want to do. If they're interested in the deal we're calling about, great. That's easy. We just go show them the deal or we send them the information and we kind of follow that yellow brick road wherever it goes. But most of the time, 99% of the time, they're not going to be interested in what you're calling them about. And then you have to be really great at segueing that conversation and transitioning it into getting them to open up to you about what it is they actually want to do and really going deep with that. That's where you kind of separate the pros and the amateurs, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So realize like the deal we're calling about, that's just an excuse to call them. It's just an excuse. I mean, like, that's why it's like, don't even worry about being so targeted to make sure you feel like this is going to be the exact type of buyer that would buy this house, because it doesn't matter. Even if it's a perfect scenario, chances are pretty low they're going to be interested. If they are, great. But if they're not, transition that into why we're actually here to help them do what it is that they're trying to do now or later. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Make sense, bro?
Yep.
I'll see you on the challenge next week, bro. I saw your intro video.
Thank you. Got you.
Cool, bro. See you, man. Let's see. Yes, I recommend RedX to find all the property owners. So you get a $150 discount at redx.com/Ricky. Yep. I'm using RedX. I'll show you guys how to use RedX on Wednesday. I'll screen share. We'll go deep. I'll show you how to target the people, how to filter it to the exact people you want to talk to, and how to use that information and what to say to them when you call them. Throw a question in the comments. I'm still here. I'm still hanging around. Let's see. So yes, I'll have templates in the challenge for the weekly email. We'll talk about that Tuesday. And you guys can still join live. I'll put the link right here in the chat if anybody does want to join live. I'll do one more if somebody does want to come on while I'm answering these comments. In my own neighborhood, what would you say? I have no buyer or seller, just me living in the same neighborhood. So Carmen, I would find a listing that the people in your neighborhood would be a perfect upgrade for the people in your neighborhood. And I would call them and I would say, hey, this is what I would say. I would say, Mr. Johnson, hey, Mr. Johnson, right? This is Carmen Roaz in whatever area, with whatever brokerage or whatever area. How you doing today? Cool. Me too. I'm enjoying the days and they're gorgeous. Great. Well, listen, I don't want to take it too much of your time. I actually live in the same subdivision you're in. And I see that you've got a 3-bedroom here. There's a listing, wherever, do you need a bigger home? And so it's cool because you're making the connection that you live in the same neighborhood and you're offering them a nicer home, a bigger home, a newer home. That's what I would do. Tracy.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good. I just popped over from YouTube.
Cool. Do you have a question?
No, I'm trying to just back out. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Cool. Not a problem. Not a problem. What market are you in?
I am in southern New Jersey.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah, we're
Nice.
about 40 minutes to the shoreline.
Nice. Yeah, I spent a little time in Jersey, so it's an interesting spot. I went to Tom's River and did an event, and then we did a couple other things and stuff. So cool. I'll see you on the challenge next week.
Yeah, I'll get my video uploaded tonight.
Cool. Looking forward to it. All right, let's see. How do I get phone numbers for neighborhoods? It's RedX, man. redx.com/Ricky. Type of specific calls or specific type of calls next week. Am I recommending any type of specific calls or specific type of calls next week? Expired farm. It doesn't really matter to me. I'm gonna teach you how to do all of them, and then you kind of pick whatever you want, and you're gonna have it ready when we make calls together Thursday. When you sell on a buyer or seller end, is it worth it to do just sold postcards? Or how do you market, if at all? Yeah, I did those. Just sold, just listed. Yeah, it's worth it. Just do them nice, though. Don't just do the cheap ones. I went the cheap route, and I kind of regret that. I wish I would have spent a little more money and made them a little nicer. What's my thoughts on YouTube for relocation buyers? I built my YouTube channel to almost 2,000 subs. It takes time, but would you continue it? No, I wouldn't. I would continue to post content there, but I wouldn't think, oh, I hope I get relocation buyers. And you're asking me, Ricky, so I'm just giving you my personal answer, what I would do. I hope you're asking what I would do. What do I think you should do? I think you should do whatever works for you. What would I do? I would want to be the listing agent on the homes that the relocation buyers want. And I would let the relocation buyer agent show all the homes and sell my listings for me. That's what I would do personally. You have a great YouTube channel. You have 2,000 subs. I would continue to post content there. I would take whatever comes from it, but I would just count it as little bonuses But honestly, set my business up to have to drive people around and show homes is not really my idea of the most efficient business model. Eileen.
Ricky, are you hearing me okay?
I can hear you. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. How are you today?
You headed to show some properties, it looks like.
Yes, I'm heading out to meet a potential seller.
Nice. Listing
Yes.
appointment. I love it. I love it. What can I do for you? What question you got?
Oh, I didn't realize I raised my hand for a question. I just wanted to listen in. Looking
Okay.
forward to see you on Long Island in a couple of weeks.
Are you coming to the event?
Yes, I'm on Long Island,
Oh,
out in Suffolk County. So yeah, I'll be joining.
I can't wait. It's going to be a great event, and it's
I'm
going to be
sure
later,
it will be, Ricky.
later in the
Big
afternoon.
fan. You really. I'm not hearing you too clearly, but hopefully you can hear me. You
I can
really
hear you.
bring a lot of value in terms of your content. So yeah, I'm really looking forward.
I'm going to tell you right now, Ricky live on stage, you in the room is a totally different experience and energy than anything online. Everybody that comes to see me speak, they're like, wow, I've been watching you for
I'm sure it
years.
is. So yeah, I'm pumped.
Yeah. I'll see you there, Aileen.
All right. See you, Ricky. Take care.
Right. Yeah, it's like people tell me they watch me for years and years and years online, and then they come to an event and they come up and shake my hand. They're like, wow. Let's see. Let me get down to some new. What do you mean, Tony? What when that happens, what do you need to what do you mean? Do I suggest open houses or continue cold call on the weekends to find sellers directly? I wouldn't do open houses because that's a buyer driven activity. Unless I'm going to use the open house to try to meet sellers, then I would do open houses. But you don't have to have that. You can use somebody else's open house they're doing to call and invite people to that open house. And if they're going to go, you can just go there and meet them. Most of the people you call about the open house, though, isn't interested in going to the open house, but you end up talking to them and creating a great relationship. It's amazing. Yeah, I wouldn't do open houses just to do them, just to meet buyers. Will there be times when someone is ready to buy or sell? There will be times when somebody's ready to buy or sell. Sometimes in circle prospecting, it's a lot of in the future people. No, not really. Not really. What's some examples of closing a prospect on the phone as 5%? I don't know. Again, I don't know why they're trying to sell. You give me an example why they're selling. Which leads do you get from RedX? All of them. So I get all of them. Geo leads plus, expireds plus, for sell by owners plus, for rent by owners. For rent by owners are the most valued leads. Nobody's calling them. They're mostly investors that own multiple properties. Those leads are amazing. The best way to join the program next week, Linda, is to go to this link. go.rickycarruth.com/register. Right there in the chat. Go there and upgrade to VIP. Go through the process and upgrade to the VIP. All right, let me see what the most recent comments are. If we got any questions. So they all have all kinds of leads. They all work if you work on. Let's see. I was answering a guy's question. Oh, I see. Yeah, I see, Tony. I saw that. I was catching the tail end of that. Does anybody have any questions on Instagram? Did you get a new platform, Zero Diamond? I've been trying to recover my password. Yeah, it's new. You have to create a new account. If you want free though, Thomas, just go to zerododiamond.com/90 to download the new 90-day action plan. It's a 44-page deck for free, literally complete guide from $0 to $1 million. When am I coming to Long Island? It's gonna the event. Go to GameChangersOnly.com. It's February 21st. I want to say. All right. I'm meeting a lot of people through my kids' soccer league, but everyone is telling me they already have a realtor. Okay. They say they already have a realtor. Say, great. Who is it? Who's your realtor? Right? I may know them. I'm an agent. They're an agent. We're in the same market. Who's your agent? What you're doing is you're trying to find common ground to connect with people on. So anything you can do to ask an additional question on top of whatever the subject matter is we're talking about is moving in the right direction. Great. You got an agent? Cool. Who is it? I may know him. Oh, yeah. I know John. They're a great agent. You know what? I've heard a lot of great things about him. I actually did a deal with him or whatever, right? Something you may know or whatever. Well, you're in good hands. I'll tell you what, I still love to stay in touch with you if that's okay. Yeah? Great. What's a good email for you? Great. What's your cell number? Cool. I'll email you all my contact. And if you ever need anything, just let me know. I don't care if they have an agent. That doesn't mean anything. You know how many people switch agents all the time? Good stuff, Nathan. Put it in your email signature. Okay, Tony's in here coaching. Let's see if we got some questions on Instagram. Is Radix where you get your list and where you make your calls? We get lists from Radix, but use Mojo to call. Why would you get them from Radix and use Mojo to call? Just use Radix for everything. Let's see if there's any more questions on Instagram. Cool. Hey, I hope you guys heard something today that really helped you. I hope you heard a game-changing, sound bite. Maybe I said something that sparked something in you. I hope so. I hope I got through to just at least one of you guys. All right. I'm going to get out of here. Here's the rundown. If you're just tuning in, next week, set more listing appointments challenge. We're actually going to set listing appointments. The challenges previously, I just taught the whole time. And this challenge, we're actually going to do. Day one, I'm going to teach you the fundamentals of to build $1 million business. Day two, we're going to make your weekly email. We're all going to put it together. We're going to put our own weekly emails together. Tuesday. Wednesday, I'm going to help you I'm going to show you how to find the exact leads that you want and what to say to them, so that Thursday we'll all make calls together, and I'm making calls with you so you can hear me make calls. You're going to be making calls, and we're all going to be making calls to set more listing appointments. You can go to go.rickycarruth.com/register to register and go ahead and get the VIP experience so that we can all hang out on Zoom with the rest of the VIPs, ask questions all week. Because every day of the challenge, there's going to be questions that pop up. So the next day we'll hop on Zoom and you bring the questions to the Zoom and ask your questions. Otherwise, if you're just general admission, you're just watching the second hour, you don't even get to hear the questions. You just get to watch the second hour every day in the Facebook group live streamed, which is fine. But it's only $99 to upgrade to VIP. Then you're in the VIP with all the other VIPs, and we're actually accomplishing much more than just what we're learning every day in the general sessions. We're getting specific answers, questions answered. Far more valuable. And again, don't think I'll be doing general admission for free on the next one. And I'll be going up on the VIPs back to what it was, $99 for general admission, $300 for VIP. So take advantage of this one while you got it. All right, you guys, I answer every single message on Instagram. So if you need something, you can hit me there. Let's see. Why I cancel? What you talking about, Malcolm? Let's see. Oh, I see. You guys are chatting back and forth. Love you guys. This has been a 2-hour Zoom call, a 2-hour live, I mean. So I appreciate you guys. Again, just hit me on Instagram if you need anything whatsoever. Go to ZeroToDiamond.com/90 if you want the free 90-day action plan. And I'll see you guys on the challenge next week. Peace. Later.